Salute to all the diehards. This is Diehard Giants Live, and I am your host. I am Jarrell on IGN Twitter. Another week, another loss, people. Let's talk about it. Salute to everybody in the chat. Dwayne and Wonder Woman. Hey, yo, look at Dwayne. Dwayne said, miss you last week, became a grandfather for the 12th time. That's what's up, Dwayne. Salute to you. Yeah, man, 12 grandkids. That's crazy. Like, you got enough to fill the whole one side of a football team, and I'm pretty sure they'd be better than the Giants, man. So salute to you and your 12 grandkids. Salute to Wonder Woman. Salute to Corey Lee just popped in. Salute. Steph will probably be joining me a little bit later, but she'll be a little late. A little emergency popped up with her. Let's talk about this real quick, man. The Giants lost again 26-14 to the lousy New Orleans Saints, man. This team, I don't know. I can't say that I'm shocked. To be honest, I did think that we would win this game, though. I don't really have any good things to say about the Saints. They spanked us, so it's not like I can crap on them so much. But going into that game, New Orleans Saints, I thought was the worst team in the league. I'm pretty sure. I was pretty sure we would be able to beat them. It was looking really promising at first, and especially in the first quarter when we was up 14-3 until the bottom fell out of the sky, man. Much as I could give the credit to the Saints, salute to Corey, he just said we beat ourselves. I do believe that. I 100% agree with that. This football team pretty much imploded in itself, and we gotta regroup somehow, man. We got a short week coming up. We'll get into the next game because we got a quick turnaround time is on Thursday against the Eagles. But let's get the stats up real quick. I just wanted to really talk this week. I don't really feel like going over the stats that much because the stats did not tell the story of this game at all, man. Jackson Dart with over 200 passing yards. It was the most passing yards he's had in his short career so far. 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs. One of those INTs, it was just on a 4th down play, threw it up. It was pretty much like a punt. There was nowhere to go with the football, so he just threw it up, and the cornerback, Kool-Aid McKinstry, came down with it. I believe Kool-Aid might have got the second INT too, but the second one was, wide receiver just stopped in mid-route. Miscommunication between Jackson Dart and Bo Collins. Rookie on rookie mistake. You never know who was at fault on a play like that. The receiver obviously looks bad because he stopped in mid-route, but you never know exactly where the stem was supposed to be. Jackson Dart took ownership of it, said him and Bo, it's a communication problem. One thing I liked about Jackson Dart after this game, obviously we got our ass kicked with the 5 turnovers, right? We'll go through that a little later. Jackson Dart owned up to it, man. Like, to be a rookie and have that much, he sounds like a veteran when he speaks a lot. He obviously still sounds young because he's in his early 20s when it comes to his voice and stuff like that. But yeah, man, the stuff that he said, he hasn't said anything wrong in the media yet. So I'm actually waiting for that because he is a rookie and so young. He's from Utah, but he went to 2 big time programs in college at USC and Ole Miss. So it's not like, obviously it wasn't New York media, but playing in the Pac-10 and the SEC, he knows how to talk to the media. He's been media trained a long time ago. He was starting games as a true freshman at USC. So he's been in the bright lights very long time now. So he seemed like a seasoned vet out there. I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston have a little bit to do with that. I'm pretty sure they have taught him how to deal with the media at least a little bit, even though neither one of them was in the New York media as well up until this year, but they are seasoned veterans that have bbeen in the league for a very long time. So I'm pretty sure they coached him up a little bit when it came to dealing with the reporters at the New York Giants facility. But yeah, back to the game. Scatterboo obviously he runs hard, ran his ass off. Like, he got the fumble for the first time. of his young career. He didn't fumble that much in college. He's not the type of running back who I would say, quote unquote, has a fumbling problem. So hopefully that'll be a one-off. I'm not saying that he will never fumble again. Every running back fumbles, but hopefully it'll be few and far between. He even tweeted after the game how much he apologized to the New York fans. So just like Jackson Dart, he owned up to it. Humble kid. Don't have anything bad to say about the rookies, man. Like, I know that the rookies had a lot to do with the turnovers that we had, but they're rookies. It's not that I expect turnovers every game, but I don't expect them to play perfectly. On to the defense. Well, let's go to wide receiver real quick, receiving at least. Not that many wide receivers caught the ball. Slayton had a horrible game, fumble, drops, hamstring injury, so he didn't play well. I think he got a hamstring injury like in the third quarter, so he didn't play most of the second half of the game. So we didn't really have a wide receiver to throw to. Bo Collins came in, Jalen Hyatt came in. And when they got targets, they really didn't do anything with it. I see Corey say, when is Jalen Hyatt going to get some targets? The targets that he got downfield, much as I like Jalen Hyatt coming into his coming out of college and coming into the draft, I don't think he's going to work out here. I'm pretty sure. I'm about time that we can cut bait with him. He's been non-existent, man. He's been invisible on our roster. I don't know if it's the route tree or what, but it seemed like they cannot get him the ball in any type of situation. To me, if you're a wide receiver, you have more than one job to just go downfield. We can't connect to him going down the field. We can't connect to him in the middle of the field. Or like they don't throw screens to him or not. So I don't know. It's no telling why he obviously has been in the doghouse on this roster, but he obviously have. They don't feel comfortable with putting him out on the field for some reason. For that reason, we would never know. But now that he got a shot, played a lot of snaps, still 0 receptions. I think he had like 3 or 4 targets, couldn't connect in any of them. As of right now, I don't know, he just doesn't look like a good football player. A lot of that might not even have to do with him. Might have to do with this coaching staff and the way that they develop players. But as of right now, Jalen Hyatt has been a quote-unquote a bust so far. I don't want to put that, that label on him yet because he's only been in the league for a couple of years. But as of right now, I don't know. I don't see like the light at the end of the tunnel for Jalen Hyatt for some reason. But if it is, Slayton's hurt, Leak is hurt. Like, it's now or never for him. Like, I don't know what else to say about Jalen Hyatt other than he needs to step his game up with some way, man. I don't know what the wide receiver coach is telling him. I'm pretty sure they've had to keep his head into the game since he hasn't gotten that many snaps in his career yet. But now is the time. Like, we don't have any cap space to add any type of wide receivers to this roster. That's why we haven't yet. We even had less than 53 players dressed this past week because I don't think we have enough. I don't think we have enough cap space to add anybody even on the practice squad. So that's another bad thing about this regime so far with Joe Shane and Brian Dable. Now all of it is Brian Dable's fault. Obviously he does. He should get a lot of the blame because he is the head coach, but a lot of this falls on the general manager. He's the one who's buying these groceries. And I don't know. Hasn't been working out, man. We'll get into a little bit of that too. When it comes to the defense, obviously we have a good defensive line. We still had a few pressures on Spencer Rattler. Couldn't get to him. 0 sacks, but a lot of that has to do with the back end of our defense. Our defensive backs couldn't hold water, it seemed like. So they got the ball out of Spencer Rattler's hands really, really quickly. So regardless of how good your defensive line is, if your cornerbacks can't cover, if there's a penalty damn near every other play, the defensive line is not going to get to the quarterback. It doesn't matter how many pressures they have. Defense gave up like an 82-yard pass to Shaheed on the other side, number 22, on the Saints, because our safety, Newbin, had a bad angle. I don't know, it was some type of miscommunication between him and Javon Holland in the back end, but it looked like a safety issue because he was the one chasing him. Yeah, man, you can't do that. With the type of offense that we have, we damn near ranked last in the league in offense. We can't have those type of slip-ups on defense or we won't lose. I mean, we won't win any games. We're going to continue to find ways to lose over and over again. When it comes to the defense, man, it was nothing to say. Like the dudes got home a little bit, but they just couldn't take Spencer Rattler down before he got the ball out of his hand. They didn't have that much of a running game like I thought they would. It's not like any of their wide receivers other than that long bomb was killing. We pretty much lost this game because we had 5 turnovers in a row. 5 straight drives by the New York Giants. What was it? Fumble, interception, I believe. So that's 5 turnovers. 3 of those turnovers was on a short field. 4 of those turnovers, I believe, were on drives that we probably could have got some points. So it was a possible 28-point swing when it came to all of that, man. Like we found a way to put our foot in our mouths once again. Found a way to lose. I don't believe that the Saints were better than us or is a better team, but they definitely played better than we did. So I don't want to take anything away from them. But if you can't flip the field and you got 5 turnovers, like you would never win a game like that at any level. Like I don't believe I've seen that in college or high school or even little league that you could just give the ball away 5 times to 0 on the other end and expect to win a game. It's impossible. You can't do that. And so a lot of this has to do with, our rookies obviously had most of the turnovers, but Slayton had a turnover as well. Yeah, those are the breaks, man. You really can't say anything because how mad can you be when it comes to rookies? It's obviously not their fault that they're playing. Like that's why rookies don't even really get that much burden in the NFL when you look at it. Look at all the rookies in the league. The only rookies starting right now at quarterback in the league is the first overall pick of Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, who was the end of the first round, and Dylan Gabriel for the Browns that just got the starting nod last week, and he was picked in the 4th round, or was the end of the 3rd round? I forgot, but he wasn't a first round pick. So there are only 3 quarterbacks starting, rookie quarterbacks starting in the NFL right now. But the Giants, man, lost to Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler, I don't know, he was 0-10 before Sunday. Like, we actually have a rookie quarterback. He only had 1 start. He had 1 win. And we actually played a quarterback that he had more wins than. And Spencer Rattler had 0. He was 0-10, and we managed to lose that game. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Hold on 1 second. Salute to Kareem. Kareem, salute. Yeah, Corey, turnovers put us in bad field position. Absolutely. I'm reading. Hey, Dwayne with his 12 kids. He said, I got to get my oldest grandson to Jersey. He's a good wide receiver in high school, wants to go to Syracuse at 27. That's what's up, man. Syracuse is actually a school that I looked into when I was coming out of high school, too. Ended up going down south and not going up north, but yeah, Syracuse is obviously a good school. Yeah, man. I guess we could talk about, I don't know, the state of the Giants before we get into the Eagles game, because I actually got a couple graphics when it comes to like team stats now. I kind of figured since we're like a little over a quarter of the season, we can actually get into some team stats because these, as the stats accumulate, these will actually show you where you really are when it comes to the NFL. Or the rest of the NFL. I didn't want to put up stats, team stats after like week 2 and 3. Like you only had a couple games, so now that we got 5 games in, um, yeah, it's not looking good. But the state of this team, um, I don't know, it's looking bleak. I don't know how this is going to end up. Um, you know, I actually think that we probably will let go of. Well, let me put it this way: we definitely getting rid of Brian Dable. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not here to make that determination yet. But for me, he probably would be let go if you're going to ask me personally. Even though I like him, it has nothing to do with him personally. It's just when you lose 17 out of your last 21 games. I mean, what do you expect? No matter how many excuses you would have, like if you don't have any type of results or the type of results that we're getting, you're not going to keep your job in professional sports. Like this is the 4th year. Um, yeah, I almost hold up. I got Steph here in the background. You good, Steph? You can come on now. Yep, Steph, come on. What up, Steph?
Hey, hey, sorry about that. Had to make a last minute run. How you doing?
It's all good, man. We ain't talking about like you saw the game, right? You didn't have to show up this week. I'm like, it's all good.
Nah, you always show up. I'm gonna always show up unless I'm out of town.
Yeah, man. So salute to Steph. Thank you for joining us. The only thing I talked about most of the game, but it was really other than the 5 turnovers that we had. Yeah, the offense was moving the ball, but if you have 5 turnovers, it really don't matter how many yards you have or like I went over the offensive yards and stuff like that. None of them really mean anything if
Right,
you're going to give up the ball 5 times. And I said earlier, I think it was fumble, fumble, fumble,
right.
interception, interception. And I
Yeah,
think it went Slayton fumble, Dart fumble, Scatterboo fumble, or that might be in reverse, and then interception, interception.
right.
This the first interception was more like a that was the only drive that I think that was kind of stalled anyway. We went for it on 4th down. I mean, he pretty much didn't have anywhere to throw to, but he had to throw it somewhere. Remember a couple games ago, I said it was 4th down in the red zone, and Russell Wilson threw it to the upright.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
was like, you gotta at least throw it somewhere, bro. Like, yeah, like I don't care who, even if it's an interception. He
Right,
cares so much about not getting an interception, he just decided to just throw it out of bounds for some reason. Jackson Dart at least put it in the field of play. That's what you got to do on 4th down because it's going to be a
right,
turnover on downs anyway.
right, right, right.
Yeah, just throw it up there, man. Like, not saying that it's smart to just throw it up there, but like when it comes to that, in the heat of the moment, what do you expect him to do if there's nobody open in this 4th down? He got somebody barreling down on him. The second interception was him and Bo Collins on a miscommunication. It looked like Bo Collins just stopped and didn't finish his route.
Right.
But don't nobody know exactly where the route was supposed to go. So, and Jackson Dart in the press conference said, it's both of their fault. It's just a miscommunication. He didn't throw Bo Collins under the bus, and I like that from him.
Right, right.
Other than that, yeah, I did not talk about the turnovers. We are second in the league in penalties and first in the league in penalty yards.
Mm,
So that means we are the most undisciplined team in the NFL. So regardless of us having a rookie quarterback, rookie running back, none of that matters if the rest of the people on the team is actually having penalties too.
right.
Um, yeah, like I was just going to talk about like the state that Joe Shane got this team in, but do you have any like insight on the game itself?
Yeah, I mean, I think I haven't been on Twitter So I
Hmm.
don't know what the pulse of the Giants fans are because we get, the first game, Dart's going to the Hall of Fame. And I'm wondering, has the tides turned a little bit, or are the fans still hanging in there with Dart? It's
Hmm.
gonna be growing pains. I mean, listen, we was in the chat first half. Eru was like, "This guy, look at this guy."
Yep.
Second half, I'm like, "Look at this guy." No. So I mean, listen, it's gonna be growing pains. And you brought this up, like you weren't too hyped after
Hmm.
that first game either. And you brought up Daniel Jones and how Daniel Jones looked, that first game, how Daniel Jones looked in the preseason. That's how he got the name Danny Dimes in the preseason of his rookie year, right?
Yep.
So it's going to be a process with Dart. Overall, I like what he sees. I mean, what I'm seeing from him, how he bounces back next week, I think says a lot. But he wasn't the only one now. It's harder for him without neighbors. Um, who was it that dropped the ball? Was it Slayton or whoever? Somebody. I'm like you gotta catch that.
It was Slayton, of course.
I'm like, come on, Slayton, you going back to your own ways.
You talk about the long bomb, like in the middle, caught him in stride. He had the defenders, and like it was a good concentration catch, but he should have came down with that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be another rough season. Um, but it's I'm a tune in every week to see how Dart's doing and how he's progressing.
Here's my thing. Well, yeah, when it comes to Jackson Dart, yeah, you can't get too high or too low. Like he's a rookie quarterback, even though I do think that he is the quarterback of the future for us. I like him personally,
Mhm.
but it's not like I'm not calling him Dan Marino yet.
Right.
Like I said before, Danny Dimes' first game of his career, he had like over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against Tampa Bay. So
Right.
I remember that game like it was yesterday, and everybody thought that he was going to be like the next Eli Manning. So right now you'll pick Archie Manning over Daniel Jones, and that's saying something. At least for the Giants fan base. Even though shout out to Daniel Jones, he's actually revived his career with the Colts. Uh, I don't got nothing bad to say about Danny, um, but it's all good. But yeah, Joe Shane is who I have a problem with now. Um, now because of the decision he made to not keep Saquon Barkley and to sign Daniel Jones to that contract. Like even though Daniel Jones is playing well for the Colts, Daniel Jones is still like marks up like I think 22, $23 million on our salary cap.
Still.
Yeah, because like we cut him like that's guaranteed money. So um, yeah, you could cut a player, but you still owe him, or depending on how the contract is structured, they would still count as cap space the following year. So
Wow.
um, yeah, $22 million to Daniel Jones. So a big part of our cap space is into that. We are so cap poor now that you're supposed to have 53 players dressed for an NFL football game, and we can only dress 51.
Wow.
So, like, we didn't have wide receiver help um, when Neighbors went down. That's because, like, they didn't bring up anybody from the practice squad because we don't have any money. They're just not saying that out loud, but some people, did some little bit of deep diving. So that's it. Like, you haven't been on Twitter, but that's what a lot of people are
Mhm.
talking about now. We're in cap hell right now. Um, Along with that cap hell, like first round pick Evan Neal can't get on the field. Healthy scratches, even though that's another like $5 million on the cap for nothing. Um, Jalen Hyatt, not saying that he makes that much money, but that's another third round pick that hasn't been playing that many snaps. We still have money on the books on him. Joshua Azudu, who was a third round pick, the guard that we picked a couple years ago, he's been on IR. He's making like I think like $2 or $3 million. Who else? There was somebody else I forgot, but let's just say like our cap. the way I cap is Joe Shane is doing a terrible job in his like he's been on the job for like 4 years now. Um,
Right.
yeah, so it's been terrible for him. His draft picks aren't really coming out pretty well. JMS, um, second round pick center. He hasn't been, he's been a really, really low grade for a high draft pick. Evan Neal, who I mentioned. Deontay Banks, to me, Deontay Banks is
Mhm.
really athletic, but he hasn't looked good. That could be a coaching thing too, but I put that on him. He hasn't been able to get on the field. He got his job taken by Cordell Flott. And then when he gets into the game, he doesn't even play that much, but for the most part, when he gets into the game, there's still a penalty on Deontay Banks somewhere.
Right.
He's played like, even though his spot got taken, I think he has like 4 or 5 penalties this year so far in 5 weeks. So he isn't doing that well either. So when it comes to all these draft picks that's been picked in the first, second, and third round, um, all of that is, cap space also. And all of them are either not playing at all,
Mhm.
not playing well, and not playing well and not playing that many snaps. So even though we are one of the worst teams in the league, we are like towards the bottom of cap space,
Wow.
which is really hard to do. Like the Chiefs and the Bills were like Super Bowl contenders are around the same cap space that we are.
Wow.
When you got somebody like New England who just beat the Bills, got like 30 to 40 million dollars of cap space left. So that should show you how, how talent how the talent on this team compared to the rest of the league is. Like Joe Shane is doing a terrible job so far.
Right.
So at the end of the season, even though I do expect them to get rid of Brian Dable, whether it's his fault or not, you just can't lose that many games and
Right.
keep your job. I think personally, Joe Shane need to go too.
Mm.
Like the
You
person,
think that will happen though?
um, yeah, I definitely do think so. Like it's been 4 years. After what John,
Has it been 4 years?
yeah, it's their fourth year.
Wow.
It just seems so long ago. Like remember the first year, Brian Dable won Coach of the Year,
Mm.
and then had a very bad year, and then last year was the might have been the worst year for the team in 100 years.
Right.
So this is their fourth year, and it's not looking good this year either. After losing to the Saints, who I think personally, like on paper, probably is the worst team in the league. Like talent wise, we are a lot more talented than the Saints, if you ask me.
Right. Right.
We ended up losing to them 26-14. So who do you blame for that? Like some people blame, it's on the players because, coaches don't fumble the ball, coaches don't throw interceptions.
Right.
So I get that, but I'm just talking about from the long term. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a badly coached football team. And a
Yeah.
badly structured roster also.
And people often underlook the importance of how the roster is structured. And I'm thinking about the Knicks not having somebody behind Jalen Brunson. We hoping Brogdon, can
Right.
can do the job. But you're right. How the roster is structured is important too.
Yeah, man. The person who buying is like that's why Bill Parcells had a very, very famous quote. Said, "If you're gonna have me cook the food,
Yep.
me buy the groceries."
Right.
So the person that's cooking the food and the person who's buying the groceries isn't doing a very good job.
Right.
And it all starts with the groceries, though. That's why I put this more on Joe Shane than Brian Dable. Like easily too. Like it's not even. I don't even think the blame should be close. I think for some reason I don't hear a lot of this is Joe Shane's fault when it comes
Right.
to how bad this football team is. I hear a lot of before it was Daniel Jones. Um, then it was just the talent in general.
Yep.
Yeah, this is all Joe Shane, man. And I think it all started when they prioritized Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley for some reason. And I still to this day do not know why. Because they tried to market up tried to chalk it up as like financial reasons they couldn't keep Saquon and Xavier McKinney. It wasn't because of financial reasons. Like there's proof of that because the players
Right.
they got in their place damn near make what they make. So yeah, I don't get it, man. For example, the money that Saquon Barkley was asking for is less than the money that they gave Darius Slayton.
Wow.
And I know that's two different positions, but you got to think about the caliber player compared to the other caliber of player. Like that doesn't make any sense. So it wasn't a money thing. It wasn't a financial thing. You can make the cap do what you wanted to do. For some reason, they did not want Saquon Barkley.
I
Um,
remember we talked about this, I think we talked about Daniel Jones wanting Daniel Jones to be the leader of the team, and would he be able to do that if Saquon Barkley was around?
yep. It was like a last ditch effort to try to catapult Daniel Jones into, I don't know, I don't want to say believing in himself, but I don't know what it was. Like it really did not make any sense that why we got rid of Saquon Barkley. And I know a lot of people say that hindsight because he went to Philly and stuff. I said that shit,
No,
but
you said it.
it just doesn't make any sense. Like why? Like I was really upset when they got rid of not just Saquon, Xavier McKinney too. Just so we could get Javon Holland now, and he isn't half the player it seems like Xavier McKinney is for the Packers. Like it really doesn't make any sense. Hold on, I see. Dwayne had a question. Hold on, Jarrell, do you think Coach D might have messed up Dart with his confidence trying to save his job? No, I don't. Like I think that's part of the reason why I like Jackson Dart so much because of his confidence. Um, like I said earlier, this is a kid who got thrust into the starting position as a true freshman at a big school at USC. Then went to Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin and excelled there. Coming into the draft, a lot of people said because he went to Ole Miss, they didn't run a pro offense. Um, so it'll be kind of stagnant how long it will take him to learn the pro game and learn a pro playbook. He seems like he can do that. Like he has all the confidence and the moxie in the world. Like when it comes to either aura or
Mhm.
swagger or confidence that you could say for a starting quarterback in the NFL. If you listen to Jackson Dart in his press conferences, in his interviews, the only reason I think his confidence will get shaken if he just get beat up back there.
Right.
Like sometimes they can beat the confidence out of somebody. I've seen that happen to a lot of quarterbacks. David Carr comes quick to mind, number one overall pick for the Texans. He was the first franchise quarterbacks in the Texans history when they came like as an expansion team. Yeah, they beat the hell out of David Carr. So he ended up having a worse career than his little brother did a few years ago. But he was the number one pick in the draft. His confidence was shattered because he just got beat up all the time. And a lot of other quarterbacks are like that too. But if we can keep Jackson Dart upright for most of this last few games of the season, well, not last few games, there's a lot of games left, but in the last portion of this season, yeah, I think his confidence will be fine even if Dable and Shane is not here because I think that's what ultimately is going to happen.
Yeah, I think both things can be true. I don't think they made this decision based on Dart. I think they made the decision, or he made the decision to save his job.
Mhm.
Um, but thank goodness Dart was able to, you know, rise to the occasion. I don't know about rise to the occasion, but it would have been something if he thrust him into this position and he wasn't ready,
Right.
to save his job. You know,
And,
um,
and especially if he was actually worse than Russell Wilson.
right,
That's my thing. Like if you thrust him into the job, cool. He still, for everybody else in that locker room, has to be better than Russell Wilson or none of that shit works. I don't care who job you're trying to save.
right.
If those dudes do not believe in Jackson Dart, and it seems like they do, for how they talk about him,
Mhm.
if they didn't believe in him and they really thought Russell Wilson should be the starter for this team, we're losing, and it would look a lot worse than this.
Right.
It would look 10 times worse than this. The team at least don't look like they quit.
Right.
Like I could have said that maybe a couple games last season, especially towards the end, with the effort from a lot of players. But as of right now, 5 games in, we only won one game, but this team definitely has not quit on Brian Dable. I can honestly say that.
Right. I feel like there's certain organizations, and the Giants have become one of them, that just can't get out of there on, like, it's like they curse no matter what general manager, no matter what quarterback, no matter what draft picks, whatever, we cannot just get out of this as a bottom feeder team. We can't get out of it.
Right. It,
Wow.
to be honest, it actually happens a lot, not to just us. I think a lot of fans, especially Giants fans, have been spoiled because even though we have not won that many Super Bowls when it comes to how many Super Bowls there have been, but in the last 4 decades, they've won one in each decade. So even though they haven't been a dominant team this whole time, they at least give us one every, 8 to 9, 10 years.
Right.
That'll hold the fan base at bay. But yeah, it's been 12 years now. Like it's time. we're not used to, like, think about the Jets for example. The Jets haven't been good since somebody went on the moon, Steph. Like they won the Super Bowl like in '69. They haven't been back to the playoffs in like the last damn 20 years. Like it's been forever.
Or the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, the playoffs, but they haven't been to a Super Bowl, since the third one ever. So there's some teams in the NFL haven't sniffed the Super Bowl yet, ever. Like it's like that with certain teams, and just right now we're in that, we're just in that bad period. We just got to hire the right general manager.
But the thing about it is, every time they've hired a general manager, at least I thought, okay, this was a good move. You know, um,
I did not think that when they hired David Gettleman, though.
oh yeah. Other than Gettleman,
So
like Joe Judge came out there talking like Vince Lombardi in his press conference. I'm like, oh wow, we about to do this.
he tricked me too. You know what I'm saying? He tricked me too. All that coach speak out there, run through a brick wall. Remember, he had coaches sliding in. Remember, it was like raining outside. He had them like doing the fumble drill. Had coaches sliding in mud and stuff like that, just for us to suck.
He taking it back to the '80s now.
But I can honestly say, much as I dislike David Gettleman, I'm starting not to like Joe Shane. I seem like Joe Shane don't seem like he the smartest dude. Like you could tell, it's not like you could tell that this is his first time doing this. It's either you could tell that he's a rookie GM and he's feeling this way and it's taking too long for him to get out of the rut, or he just don't know what the hell he's doing.
You got to hit on some of these draft picks.
The draft picks is killing him.
If you can't hit on, I mean, and unlike the NBA and in the NFL, you get like 265 of them a year. You got to hit on a few of them.
Right, man. The draft picks are killing them.
First round is Evan Neal. We can go down the line. Oh man.
So the first round draft picks is Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau, Deontay Banks, Malik Neighbors,
that was good,
Jackson Dart, and Abdul Carter. So I'm not saying. Well, I want to take Dart and Banks out of this because I believe both of them might have been the 25th pick. So, like, if you're towards the 20 and down, not saying that you're supposed to be a bust, but time will tell.
Either way.
But the dudes, like, we got like multiple top 10 picks on this team. And Kayvon Thibodeau actually is coming to his own. I don't have a problem with him. I do not think he's a bust at any stretch of the imagination. He's having a good year so far. That Evan Neal pick is deafening.
And what about Dante Banks?
Yeah, like I want him off my football team, Steph. Like he has to leave. Like I don't want him on the team. Like he seems. I don't want to call him dumb because he's a person. He's obviously not dumb because he got to the NFL, but it don't seem like he's learning at all. It's the same mistakes over and over and
And
over.
Hyatt, what wasn't he first round?
Third round, like I
Right.
told you, I had a little bit.
Listen, I get what you're saying, Jarrell. You got to hit on some of these back. This is how some of these teams are go from good to great because they're hitting on their third and their fourth and their fifth rounders now. So I get it. You're
Right,
not going to hit on 50% of them, but it can't be 18%. You know what I mean? Like you got to hit on some of them.
Steph. Look at the second round picks. The second round picks is John Michael Schmitz, who is like ranked one of the worst centers in the league right now. And then last year, Tyler Newman, he pretty much like in PFF, like he's like one of the worst safeties in the league right now. So that's the first round, second round, and the third round picks ain't really doing that much either. In Hyatt, the kid that they got this year, he got a lot of potential, but time will tell. But yeah, man, these draft picks ain't hitting like they was before. Wandale Robinson, we got him in the second round. He like 5 foot nothing. He don't get the ball that much. Uh, I'm trying to think who else. It seems like I'm missing somebody
Hmm.
because I almost forgot Wandale Robinson is a draft pick of theirs. Like he was picked in the second round a few years ago. Like even though I like him too, but the type of production that he has, he's not worth a second round pick. Like we couldn't trade him for a second or third round pick right now. We traded Wandale Robinson, we'd probably get like a sixth,
Mhm.
seventh rounder for him. Tyrone Tracy from last year, I like him. He's coming off a shoulder injury, so we'll see.
Mhm.
Joshua Zudu, that's what I'm thinking of. He was a third round pick. He was terrible his first 2 years, and now he's hurt this year. He's on IR, so we can't even cut him. He just counts on against the cap. So a
Mhm.
lot of these draft picks has been absolutely
Yeah,
terrible.
I got Eric Gray, Trey Hawkins the third.
Mm.
Um,
Those are late. Like Trey Hawkins was like 7, 6.
Seven. Okay, okay. It
So
doesn't say when. It doesn't. What the
yeah,
list I'm looking at doesn't say the round.
yeah. Eric Gray was a bad pick. I think that's fifth round. We got Cam Scatterboo like in the fifth or fourth round. So you got to think about the talent that we're talking about. Um, yeah. See, look, Corey just said Robinson. Like, yeah, I do like Wandale Robinson. Wandale Robinson had how many catches he had? Hold on. Wandale Robinson had 5 catches for 30 yards. I'm not saying Wandale Robinson is a bum and I don't like him. I'm saying for a second round pick, like George Pickens was picked in the second round. Like second round wide receivers are supposed to be like bona fide starters in the NFL.
Right.
Wandale Robinson, much as I like him, he's not that. Like I like him though, but he's not that.
And you know another one. Now I have it by round now.
Mhm.
Joshua Azudu,
Third round.
Cordell Flott. Those were third round pick. And again, to your point, you don't have to hit on every one of these third through fifth rounders, but some.
Right, right.
Drew
Like
Phillips. Drew Phillips is
Drew Phillips, I like him. Last year, he is the I think second most penalized cornerback in the NFL right now. He's like hit or miss. I really like him too. Like he's tough. I think he's a good nickel corner, but he got to clean those penalties up too, or he's not a bust by any stretch of the imagination, but
right,
he can play better as well.
right. And Theo Johnson is still a tight end, right?
Yes, he scored two. Like I like Theo. We
Yeah.
just got to be able to get him the ball. He scored 2 touchdowns on the last game. That 2 touchdowns was by Theo Johnson. So he was a good pick. But now I
Yeah.
start. But now check this out though. Now that Slayton's gone, he was here before Joe Shane. But now that Slayton might be hobbled for the next game or might not play at all. Our starting wide receivers are going to be Jalen Hyatt, who doesn't damn near doesn't have a catch all season, and Bo Collins, who is an undrafted rookie free agent. So when you're going to give those weapons to your rookie quarterback, you can't really expect it to end well. Now that Malik Neighbors is unfortunately gone for the year. So let's get into the next game. like I said, I put up the. I don't know if you was here when I said that. So I think right before you came. Now that we're like 5 weeks in, over a quarter of the season, now I'm gonna start putting team stats now.
Hmm.
It was just too early before. Like
Yeah.
stats didn't really accumulate. Like after 2 or 3 games, you don't know what a team is. But now we're 28th in scoring, 20th when it comes to yards. I'm actually surprised about that. I thought we would be down a little further than that. And the defense obviously hasn't played well for a multitude of reasons. I think our defensive coordinator might be the worst DC in the league.
Yeah.
Like as much as I like the pieces on our defense, like our line is top notch. The talent on the back end hasn't been good, but um, Spencer Rattler, who I said was 0-10 before
Mhm.
the game started, during his press conference said that the type of coverages that we have on our back end is nothing special. Um, it's nothing that he has to dissect at all. Like they know exactly what um, we're doing. We don't have that many disguises in our coverages. He said this shit before the game, Steph, and
Mhm.
beat us still.
Mhm.
As bulletin board material, if you ever did hear something from a defense that hear a starting quarterback and a starting quarterback who has never won a game, who was 0-10, said that before the game, and guess what? He beat us. So yeah, I know we probably not going to fire our defensive coordinator because we fired the first one that they had, and just to save face, they're not going to pay like a third defensive coordinator. But he was a terrible hire by Joe Shane, and I think it was like his second or third choice because who would want to just come here in the middle of this regime when they were on like the hot seat anyway?
Right. Right.
I think it was like their third choice.
Mhm.
Hmm. Well, we play the Eagles. I got their stuff up here too. And don't get me wrong, it's not like the Eagles have been dominating in any stretch of the imagination this year, but they just a good team that find ways to win. That's why they're 4-1.
Right. Right.
They like winning close games. Um, they're pretty much the opposite of us. Like as you can see, yards per game, they're 30th in yards.
Mhm.
Like if they're 30th in yards, 20th when it comes to yards and defense. So they have a middle of the road defense, and their offense is pretty much the middle of the road too. But they're 4-1 just because they have a better coach and you know they find ways to win. The exact opposite of us. There's no way in hell we should have lost to the Saints. No way. But that's what 5 turnovers in a row would do that. 5 turnovers in a row, Steph. It's the first time a team did it since like I don't even know.
Yeah. We're gonna have to go through that whole organization with some sage. We gotta get that. We gotta get that organization cleared out.
Unfortunately, we can't even do that because as much as people talk about nepotism in sports, let's just say the NFL is probably the biggest when it comes to nepotism. Is a breeding ground of nepotism in the NFL. You just don't know it because it's just rich dudes that's not in front of a camera that you have no idea it is. Like it's a lot of people that's actually related to the Mara family. That's like our scouting department. Whether
Wow.
I think his brother-in-law is like not team president, but he's something high. Like so, that stuff is not going to change. Look at Jerry Jones with the Cowboys. Been running them into the ground. Haven't been to a Super Bowl since I've been to the prom. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's just how the NFL works. Um, but salute to John Mara. Um, remember I said, he said he was suffering from cancer last week.
Yeah.
So still prayers out to him. But, selfishly, people want him to sell the team regardless of his health status
Wow.
because of that. Like a lot of people don't want John Mara because it's him and the Tisch family own the Giants. Like it's half and half, but they have pretty much John Mara running it. But they might have to step in and make some changes. Like the Tisch family got to do something. Like we've been a losing organization for a better part of 12 years now. Been tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
and
right.
he seems to care about the Giants. I mean, I would guess all owners do, but when you hear him talk, he be like he crying.
Who?
Mara. When
Mara?
after another losing season or whatever, when he's like he crying like, oh, we got to get this together. We got to do this. I'm gonna do this, and he just can't. And I just feel bad for him because when you're going through cancer treatment, you got to try to be upbeat. And the Giants ain't giving him nothing to be upbeat about.
Oh no, that's why we probably haven't even seen, like, he hasn't been in any of the games. He don't need to be around us at all. The Giants messing up my health, and I don't own it. I ain't got season tickets. I just watch these dudes every Sunday. Got a couple shirts and hoodies and hats and stuff,
Right.
but they're not giving me no stress like that. I refuse to let them. But he owned the team, so I know he's stressing over this,
Yeah.
and there's no way to hide it. I don't care how rich you are. Like, he can't open his phone without a bad thing being said about the Giants.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Any last words? Hey, the game is on Thursday, so I'm gonna be watching. I won't be able to do dope
Okay.
soul Thursday, and plus, I do believe the Knicks are playing Thursday.
I think the Knicks play Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, I think it's Thursday.
It's Thursday?
You might have to change.
Oh,
Hey,
we might have to.
let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
You might be
Let me get out of here.
wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, that is Thursday.
But it depends on what y'all want to do. You, Jeff, and AJ. We usually talk late anyway. You can go after the game. Like, it started 7:30. It'll be over before 10. Or at least around then. We don't get off until like 11:30 anyway. So
That's
it's up to
true.
y'all though. But
That's true. Because Friday I won't be able to do a makeup show.
I won't be able to do it tomorrow on Wednesday. I got something to do after work.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's up to
I'll put in the chat and see if they want to just go on late, maybe for an hour. Like,
yeah. Because by the time the game in, everybody watching it. So, but I'll be watching. I'm gonna have two screens going because I got, even though the Giants are bad, I have to watch every snap of
what
that.
time the Giants play?
8:15.
8:50. Oh, both of them at the same time. Wow, be some overlap. Okay.
Oh no, Dwayne, I'm a Yankees fan, so you do not have to, say sorry for that. I'm a Yankees fan, and I am watching the game. Salute to Aaron Judge is tied up 6-6 in the bottom of the fourth. If they lose the game, we go home, Steph. So
Who they playing?
the Blue Jays,
Blue Jays.
Toronto, and they
This is best of five.
best of five. They went up 2-0 at home, so we back home in the Bronx.
Okay.
So, but if we lose tonight, it's over. And they jumped on us early too. It was like 4-1. I
Wow.
was over here hot when I started. I was like, I might as well just start, because remember last week. Remember we watched the end of the game and then I went live. This one, it was too early, so,
Yeah.
or too late, I should say. All right, so Dope Soul. We don't know if there'll be a show this week.
Yeah, yeah. If so, like you said, it'll probably be after the Nick game for like an hour because I have an early flight Friday.
Where you going, Steph? You always go.
I'm getting my last 4 day cruise in between the Knicks playing Thursday
Uh,
and then they play again Monday, right?
oh Lord.
I
Yeah,
think they play Monday. So I got a cruise from Friday to Monday morning.
yep. They play Monday at 7:30. You just snuck a 4-day cruise in
It's
between.
not- I gotta get my mind right for this season,
Man,
man.
that's why I love you, Steph. That is insane. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I'm glad you do that.
yeah.
You
And
should
I'm
take
already booked for the Orlando game. Not the game tickets, but at least my hotel and flight is already done for the Orlando game in November.
nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna probably stay down there for like four. I think it's 3 or 4 days. I'll be down there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Always on that line. At least wherever you go, let's make sure you got Wi-Fi for the lives. That's all.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And that's why I'm getting this last cruise in because when you go on cruises, it's the Wi-Fi is inconsistent.
That is true. But at least, one of us could start the live. You just got to be stable somewhere that you won't,
Yeah.
be fading in and out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So to salute to everybody that popped up, man. Dwayne. Oh, Steph, I forgot to tell you. Hold on. Let me get to the beginning. Dwayne, we got correct. Congratulations.
Oh, what
The
happened?
best news that this show has ever had. Hold on, let me find it because it was the beginning. He said Dwayne missed last week because he became a grandfather for the 12th time.
12 time.
That's what's up. I said he got a whole side of the football field, and they probably
Okay.
better. He'd probably be better than the Giants right now.
Okay.
You got 12 of them things, man. That's what's up, man. That's the
That's
best
what's up,
news.
Dwayne. Congratulations to you, man.
Word. Best news anybody has said in the chat. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me get a salute to Dwayne, man. So salute
He
to
said he'll be at the Orlando game. All right, Dwayne, I would love to meet you.
nice, nice.
Yeah, I think Freezy said he might be there too.
Word. Hell, look, Corey said you're gonna be on the booze. The booze crew. That's what's up. So salute to Corey too, man. Salute to Corey for popping up.
For
So
sure.
Wonder Woman, Kareem, Dwayne, y'all already know y'all here every week, man. Yeah, y'all come every week and we talk about these Giants, man. So, it's been
Hopefully 4 years from now, this will be like the 17 game Knicks season. And 4 years from now, we'll be talking about how we the favorites for the Super Bowl.
we'll see, man. But if it's gonna take 4 more years, that
I know, I
I don't know.
know, I
That's a
know.
lot of Tuesdays at 9. I'm saying,
Right.
for for having a losing record. So salute to everybody for
We
popping
just
in.
like Thursday night, right? Thursday night. Yeah, we just said
Yeah.
Thursday night
We,
football. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
we play Thursday. We play the Eagles. We play at home though, and it's at 8:15.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be watching that. I'm gonna have the Knicks game start first, so I'm gonna have that on the side too. So I'm gonna be busy over here paying attention to both, but I'm definitely gonna have to be
I'm
paying attention
enjoying
to that
that.
Giants game. Steph, this was the first time. I was so pissed. This was the first time I was up there cussing at the TV with all these turnovers. This was the first time I didn't watch the game back. I ain't had to. I didn't want to even talk about this game. I wanted to talk about the state of the Giants. I didn't really care about the stats and
Right.
what happened in the
Right.
game.
Right. Right.
Man, we just lost to the worst team in the league. Now we the worst team in the league. Well, sorry, Jets fans. At the score spots because they the only team with no wins so far. But I don't. I'm not a Jets hater, even though I'm a Giants fan. I'm not a Jets hater. But yeah, it's looking rough over there too, and they just got a coach and a GM,
Yeah.
and it's looking rough.
Yeah.
So we'll holler at you next week, Tuesday at 9.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
All right, peace.
Peace.